Let's learn how to build a multi-AI agent system using CrewAI. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that I can keep sharing what I learn about AI agents with you. And do well to also hit the like button as well. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we would be using Crew AI. Crew AI is a platform that lets you build multi-agents platforms or multi-agents stuff. And today, the use case I want to do is to build an agent to help automate a basic thing in my life, which is right now coming up with topic ideas and coming up with a script. So I would have two agents. One would be a YouTube analyst that will generate ideas, yeah, that would generate ideas, and the second one would be a script writer that would generate a script based on the idea. Just show Crew AI's documentation because this is one of the most easiest documentation I've come across. Sorry, easy may not be the word, but this is one of the most fun documentation I've come across. I was able to figure it out in a minute. I was able to know, okay, these are the functions that it needs to carry out this particular task, this that. So yeah, this is if you ever need to build a multi-agent, I would definitely suggest that you try this. All right, so we would be using the documentation to guide us or to guide me as I build. All right, so let's go back. Whenever you are building anything in Python, always ensure that you create a virtual environment that you would install your packages or your library. So I have already installed that here, and I just have to activate mine, which I just did. So now for me to use Crew AI, I will need to install it. So I will do pip install Crew AI and I will run the command. So that's should okay, so I already have mine installed, so it should show you requirements all satisfied. So within the Crew AI, we would be making use of agent, task, crew, and process. Agent, task, crew, process, and the LLM function because we do want to pass. I'm sorry, because we do want to use an LLM, and also if you don't want to use a paid version, or if you don't use a paid AI model, you can definitely make use of a local model that you downloaded via Ollama. If you need to know how to do that, I have a tutorial. I just published a video today talking about how to download and send requests to local models that you downloaded via Ollama. So you say from Crew AI imports agent tax process LLM. All right, so now that we have done that, the first thing that you will need to do is to instantiate or to define your LLM. So we are going to have a, let me just close this. So we are going to have a variable called model, and we would use the LLM here. Now, going back to the documentation, if you want to define a model, which in my case, I am defining or I'm making use of the Google model, I can just, copy this and paste it here. We'll change this LLM to model. Okay, and this uses Gemini 2.0 Flash, and it has a temperature of 0.1. And from what I remember around temperature is that the lower the temperature, the less creative your response from the LLM would be. Okay, so after this, we would need to define our agents. Okay, and we can define our agent. So first of all, we will need the YouTube analyst. So we'll define YouTube analyst. and we would call the agents function, and the agent function would have three different roles. It would take three different parameters, which the role, the goal, and the backstory. So the role is what you want the agent to do. I'm sorry, the role is the role of your agent. The goal is what you want that agent to achieve, and the backstory is like the backstory of your agent. Find the role, which is you are YouTube content analysts, and the goal would be the role is right. Let's go with YouTube analyst. So, uh, give me top most wanted top most wanted videos idea around AI, Python, and AI agents. Now, the backstory is you are an expert at understanding YouTube content trend, audience, and viewer metrics. This is crucial for identifying popular video topics that will attract a wide audience. You are good at coming up with creative engaging idea too. So we have created our first agent, which is a YouTube content analyst. It has a goal of generating top most wanted YouTube videos, and it has a backstory. So we can just copy this because we want to also have another agent. Can copy this, go down, and I didn't copy that well. So our next agent would be script writer. I need to make sure that my all caps is turned off. So yeah, script writer. Uh, so the role would be YouTube script writer. Go write a detailed video script about the most wanted YouTube video ideas about AI, Python, and this. Backstory: you're an expert at writing engaging, informative this and the rest. So now we have now created our two agents. We've created the YouTube analyst and we've created the script writer. Now, next up, what we need to create next is the tags. Now, in this tags, this tags is how you want your agent to work, how you want them to interact, and what you want the tags to be. So I will define the first tags. I will call it tags 1, and this tags 1 would use the tags function. And in the tags function, I think all you need to, there are two most important fields that you need to give your tags. Is the description of the tags. That's it's going to be a clear, concise statement of what you want your LLM to carry out, like what you want the tags to be. The second one is an expected output, like a detailed description of what you want the completed tags to look like. And then the third one would be, of course, the agents that you want to carry out that task. So we have the description, So yeah, AI suggests use this. Give me a list of 10 most wanted YouTube video around this. Write a well-detailed report with description of each video, idea, target audience, and potential keyword. Expected output: a list of 10 most wanted YouTube videos with AI, Python, and AI agents. A detailed report of So this is good to go, and we want this first task to be carried out by our YouTube analyst, and then we have task 2. Now, task 2 would be for the script writer. Okay, so first of all, I am not really that good with context engineering, which I hope to learn after this and talk about in another video or live stream. Hence, I'm using this AI suggestions. So yeah, so now we have our task 1 and our task 2, and after you have defined your agent, you have defined your task, the next thing that you need to do is to create your first crew. What is a crew? So a crew is like a representation of a group of agents working together, which I think is a very, very smart name. Because I mean, a crew is a bunch of people collaborating on a particular thing. So yeah, so we need to create our crew, and in our crew, we would need to give it um two important outputs. Number one would be the tax. That's what tax. Sorry, the list of taxes. Number two would be agent, and the third one I would love to also do that I found very, very intriguing was the process. So the process is the process flow on how you want your tax to run. Now the default flow is the sequential flow, and the sequential flow is the flow that works by when one agent gives generate a response, give it to the second agent, and then the back and forth. So since this is a demo, I would reduce this to the lists, to give a list of I would change the 3 to 5. Yeah, 5. Let me just change that all through. All right, so change that, and now let's create our crew. So to create the crew, we do crew equals to crew. Okay, I do not import that. So now in this crew, we have the agents, which is in a list. So the YouTube agent, the YouTube analyst first, and the script writer second. Then the tax, which is still in a list form. So we have tax 1, then tax 2, and then we have the process. This process should actually be in small letter. Process, and then the process dots. And we want to have a sequential process. All right, and then we have the sequential process. Of course, we can add verbose, which I think that's the verbose set to 3 is the verbosity level of the execution. In the last project I did, or rather in my experiment, I set that to true. So we can also set this to true. So once we have defined our crew, we've defined our agent, we've defined our tax, the next thing that we need to do, so we'll need to kick off or kick start our crew, and then we would print the final results. Okay, so this is let me just show Google the first agents, the second agents, the tax, and other things. Okay, but we can make use of Llama Llama 3.1 that I downloaded from Ollama. Now, of course, with Llama 3.1, you will not really get real time data, but you will still get data, just that it will not be as real time as you want it to be. Comment this out, paste this. So I'm going to be using this Llama 3.18b, and this is the endpoint that you use when you're trying to send a request or interact with the models that you downloaded from Llama. So I'm going to run this again. I forgot to define the LLM here. So LLM equals model, LLM equals to model. Yeah, so I forgot to define the model here. So comma here, there's a comma here. And our agent is running. So you also get to see how the agent would collaborate with one another on your terminal. You get to see how they will talk to each other, and you get to see response. So it finally gave a response, and it said, for the YouTube contents analyst, the final answer, it said the most wanted YouTube video ideas around AI, Python, and AI agents. Here are the ideas. So first, it said a simple chatbot using Python. And then the video idea would be to create a step-by-step tutorial on how to build a basic chatbot using Python's natural language processing libraries like Spacey or NLTK, and it will cover how to set up an environment, import necessary libraries, and coding the chatbots. Now, the target audience are beginners in AI and Python and people interested in NLP. The second one he came up with would be an AI powered music generation using Python libraries, and in that video, the idea would be to use TensorFlow, PyTorch, and the target audience are intermediate programmers interested in music generation and AI apps. Put then potential keyword, yes, it's also giving us potential keyword, and the potential keyword in this case is an AI music generation, Python music libraries, TF or PyTorch tutorials. Then he gave another idea, the introduction to reinforcement learning with Python, which I have never heard before, but this seems to be interesting. Then how to create a personal assistant using AI. So the YouTube content analyst did its job by giving us five ideas with the tag and with five topics, the video idea, the potential keyword, and the target audience. Now let's look at the second one, which is the scripts writer. Okay, so the scripts writer is the part that is running right now. So now the task of the scriptwriter agent was to write a detailed YouTube video script about the most wanted YouTube video ideas, and the script should be engaging, informative, and easy to follow through, and this should include an introduction, the main content, and the conclusion. It has given us a response. So after the YouTube content analyst agent was able to do its job, get us the idea, it passed it down to the YouTube scripts writer. It came up with a script. So the first title is Unlocking the Power of AI with Python. 5 engaging video ideas. So this final output, this was not in the script writing. Now, one thing I noticed is that the script writer did not, that's the script writer agent, did not give us um a response based on the YouTube content and analyst, because I don't see any title around um top five engaging video ideas. But the agent works and it generated the script. So the script has an intro and it also gave us a timeline of how the script should run. So it's also segmented the script, building a simple chatbot using Python, which is part of the topic that the YouTube analyst came up with. Then it has AI powered music generation Python library. Oh, I see. Okay, so now the YouTube content analyst came up with ideas. That's the agent came up with ideas. He gave it to the script writer, and the script writer came up with the general idea, which is a general video title idea, which is unlocking the power of AI with Python 5 engaging video ideas. And then it generated a script based on the ideas from the first agent. So it created it in segments. So the segment one is simple chatbots, the segment two is music generation, the segment three is reinforcement learning with Python, segment four is personal assistance with UI and with AI and Python, segment five is explorative adversarial networks, that's GAN. Of course, this script is not 100% top notch because I mean it's very, very basic. So for segment five is just this, just like 5, 6 lines, which is crazy. But I believe that if I were to use like a more an AI that works in cloud, like GPT-5 or GPT-4 or Claude 4 or Gemini 2.5, the response would be so much better than what I am getting. But regardless, this is what I got from the agent. He came up with the ideas, he came up with the script as well. Not a very good script, but he came up with a script as well. So this is a very fun project for you to automate, like very, very basic thing in your life, whether it's in your work or your personal or your day-to-day. But I would definitely be exploring more around this in the future, trying to build more AI agents with CrewAI. The thing I couldn't figure out in CrewAI was how to use Gemini. Even when I passed the key, it still did not work. So I'm thinking either my key was invalid or something else happened. But regardless, we have built a multi-agent using CrewAI and Llama 3.1.